This is your window into the Rider world. The Rider News and 107.7 The Bronx present the Rider News Roundup, the podcast. Our hosts Caroline Haviland, Grace Bertrand, and Ben Shinault are standing by and ready to give you insight on the stories and important events you need to know about. This is the Rider News Roundup, the podcast.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Rider News Roundup podcast. Welcome to our first ever episode behind the mic and not behind the pen or the keyboard. My name is Benjamin Shinault. I am one of the sports editors at the Rider News, and I am joined alongside my executive and managing editors. Guys, introduce yourselves.
Hi, everyone. I'm Grace. I'm the executive editor at the Rider News.
And hi, I'm Caroline. I'm the managing editor.
All right, today we're going to break down the latest in Rider News sports, Rider News updates, Riders features, entertainments, pretty much everything up the pike. So let's get right into it. Let's not waste any more time. Guys, Rider taxes, what's the latest?
So, Rider's most recent federal tax forms show that Rider remains in a financial deficit, ending fiscal year 2024 with a deficit of approximately $21.8 million. It also indicated that former Rider president Gregory DeLomo remained the school's top earner with a pay of $513,344. This was in the September 3rd edition of the Rider News, which came out last week. It also showed that other top earners were Chief Financial Officer Jim Hartman, who did not respond to multiple requests to answer questions on Rider's IRS filings. Other top earners were head basketball coach Kevin Baggett, former Provost Donna Jean Ferdine, Vice President of Legal Affairs Mark Solomon, and Vice President of Enrollment Engagement Drew Armando. Recently selected in 2025 of May, current President John Loyack's salary was not shown on the Rider tax forms. Vice President of External Affairs Christine Brown declined to reveal Loyack's salary, but at Alvernia University, Loyack's previous employer, his salary and benefits totaled $556,092, according to a 2024 federal tax form filed by Alvernia. So we really don't have much on President Loyack in terms of his pay, but these federal tax forms were really informative in telling us what our administrators are making, including what former President DeLomo was making at the time when these forms were filed in 2024. So you can read up on that story from the September 3rd edition last week. Also in news, speaking of President Loyack, he hosted a student meet and greet on September 4th that was Tea Party themed with his fiance and dog, Princess Di, which is short for Princess Diana. They served desserts like cake, cookies, and macaroons, and also held multiple raffles for a variety of gifts, including 2 extravagant tea sets, one of which, let the record show, that I won. Fair and square. My raffle ticket was called, and I was proud owner of one of those extravagant tea sets.
I have a question about that.
Yeah.
As journalists, are we not allowed to accept gifts?
It was a raffle.
Was it a raffle?
It was a raffle, and
Okay.
I was not the reporter reporting on it. Let me make that clear.
I see.
The
All
record
right.
show.
Let the record show. That story was written by our news editor, one of our news editors, Zion Bell. So
Okay, just
do
checking.
not worry, no journalism ethics being violated here. Thank you for that question, Ben.
Of course.
But this event was a good way for President Loyack to meet the student body and connect with the different organizations on campus. It was a real sign from the students that Zai spoke to that he was a president that's willing to put in the effort. A lot of students pointed out that President DeLomo had never done something like this before, and it was something that they really appreciated. So it really laid the foundation for what his term is going to look like. And then in other news, a new senior leadership team was announced on September 3rd under President Loyack that consists of several new members, a few of which have worked at his previous employer, Alvernia University, and also old members of Rider's previous cabinet. This change in leadership comes after several administrators were laid off, unfortunately, over the summer, most notably former Chief Diversity Officer Hyun Kim and also former Director of the Women's Leadership Council, Kim Barbarick. These administrative layoffs were not really announced by the university over a faculty or university-wide email. It was mainly informed by the people themselves, by the administrators themselves. But this change in leadership also excludes several people that were part of the cabinet, which is no longer a thing, but instead will be replaced by the senior leadership team. In an email to her colleagues on July 16th, Kim wrote that she had been impacted by the recent reorganization and layoffs at Rider. She had continued that I'm grateful for the many wonderful memories of working together, from the changes we made to the impact we had on students, and those sleepless nights during the shift to remote teaching and learning. It was an incredibly fulfilling chapter in my professional journey. More recently, also, the chair of the Board of Trustees, Joan Mazzotti, retired over the summer, and Joe McDougall was announced as her successor on August 21st. Hartman, our former CFO, also left Rider, according to the president's office, to pursue other professional opportunities, and the search for his successor is still ongoing, and until then, Thomas Papa will fill in for his role as interim CFO for the time being. So a lot of different changes going on right now in the university in terms of leadership. Obviously, we have a new president. We have a new provost in a way as well since May. So I think it's not uncalled for to also assume that other changes in leadership, like a new senior leadership team, would have been in the works. Yeah, that's all for news this week.
Yeah. Guess that just comes with the new president. All right, let's move it over to features. So to kick off back to school season with classic campus events, Rider began its annual welcome week with classic campus events on Sunday, August 31st. And that evening, which was the same day as new student move-in, Rider continued its tradition for every Bronc to have their first night out on the campus green. And the evening was filled with music hosted by 107.7 The Bronc and new faces getting to know each other and making new connections going into the school year. I didn't go to this my freshman year, but I heard a lot of really good things about it when Jazz was interviewing people for her story. I think it's really awesome the way that Rider tries to get freshmen to get to know each other. You know, first night move in, you're part of the Rider community. And the next day on September 1st, students had the opportunity to attend the fraternity and sorority barbecue on the Residence Life Quad. And this allowed people the chance to get to know the different Greek life organizations on campus and honestly just get out of their dorms. You don't really have to be interested in Greek life. It was kind of just a different way to, again, get to know people. It's the whole point of Welcome Week. And I saw it was a really good turnout, Ben. Did you attend? Did any of your fraternity brothers go?
I mean, I was not able to attend this year because I was at work.
Right.
I was at the Rider News.
Right.
But yeah, what you just said, I agree. I think a lot of people, when it comes to critiquing Rider, it's, there's nothing to do. Like, blah, 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 blah. I think you just got to get out of your dorm, and I think the Greek Life Barbecue was the perfect example of that. You don't have to be really interested in Greek life. You go there, you make connections with people. You go enjoy, music. There's games, from what I remember. There's food trucks. The rumors say that there was just one food truck, or they just ordered pizza this year. Last year they did have multiple food trucks, a great hibachi truck. Let me tell you, I won't get into that, but yeah, I mean, it was a lot of fun. I think all the Greek organizations were there. It just allows people to, open up their minds with the possibility of, joining Greek life. It's an intimidating thing.
Yeah.
When I was a freshman, I didn't think about doing it. Then sophomore year, I put some more thought into it, and now I joined. And yeah, I would just, recommend anyone that feels like they're in a shell and, you're struggling to make friends. There's always an organization out there with open arms for you.
So well put, Ben.
Wise words by Ben.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, later in the week on September 4th, Colorful Connections offered students a chance to engage in activities among other students, faculty, and staff in Mulder's Pub. And students across different class years, interests, backgrounds, all got to know each other over food and icebreaker activities. And like we've just been keep saying, Rider does a really good job at allowing students to know each other. These events can be seen in our September 3rd issue of the Rider News in the Feature section. And this week, for our September 10th edition, we talk about the two biggest rider events of the year, personally, in my opinion, at least to start the year off, Rock Fest and R Factor. On September 5th, students flooded the campus green for free food from a variety of food trucks. Now, if I'm going to say one thing to rider students when it comes to events, just go for the free food. Like, even if you don't want to go, just go for the free food. Personally, the empanada guy is my favorite truck.
Ooh, I know. I was about to say we should rank them real quick.
Okay. So you got Yoka's.
Number 1,
Empanada
guy. Come on.
Wait, I have a question. Are we only ranking from this list that was at Rock
because
Fest?
they have more.
Well,
Like the
'cause
hibachi guy.
is number 1 for me.
Yeah.
Hibachi guy number 1, but he wasn't at Rock Fest.
I
So
know,
empanada guy
disappointing.
is
Okay.
number 1.
Number 1. Smokehouse. That line was so long. Me and Ben were stuck in that
Oh,
line.
God. No, Caroline cut.
No.
Cameron's got it.
I was standing
You're
there.
lying.
I was
Yeah.
standing there alone because I don't think you didn't want any, because I was with Grace, we were with our friend Joe, and they didn't want any food. So I was like, okay, I want to try this pulled pork sandwich or whatever. And then from behind me, I hear Ben go, oh, and this girl in front of us cut. And you know it's me. And I turn around, I'm just like, Ben, I'm standing there already for like 20 minutes. I'm already hungry, and I just hear this
There's
man.
real irony in having beef outside of a smokehouse food truck.
But it was good food. It was good food. The mac and cheese was good. What'd you get?
I got the pulled pork.
Okay. What side?
I think it was dark outside. And I saw this sauce. All I saw was spicy, right? So I was like, oh, it's just like some type of spicy mayonnaise, spicy thing. It was just straight up hot sauce.
Okay.
I poured it
They
all
have
over
so
my
many.
pulled pork.
Yeah, you should have looked. There's like
Yeah, it
Kansas
was-
barbecue. I don't know which one I got, but what side did you get? You don't remember? Beans.
Baked beans, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, the mac and cheese was good.
I would say back to the conversation of ranking. Empanada guy, Yoka's,
Yeah.
Smokehouse, and shaved ice, just because I'm not the biggest fan of shaved ice
Yeah.
in general. But if they had an ice cream truck,
They had Rita's last year.
They
What
had
was that?
Rita's.
The Backyard Bash? I think that's what that was. Yeah. That's a good one. Well, anyways, moving past food. I don't know if you guys can tell, we really love food. So moving past that, there was more to this event than just food. There was live music featuring the Band of Make Believe. I don't know if these guys have come in years before, but the girl looks really familiar. I don't know if they've been there before, but they were amazing. They covered a very large amount of genres of music and had everybody up on the campus green dancing at some point. And it was an awesome time. It was a really good time. There was also scroll a little bit up, Ben. Yeah. There you go. Ben's not letting me read my stuff, guys. He doesn't want to hear any more about Rockfest.
Yeah.
There was a massive bonfire, which was monitored by the Lawrence Township Police Department and the Fire Department, and a large array of fun activities with something for everybody. There was airbrush tattoos, caricature art, wax figurines, inflatables with basketball nets and an obstacle course, and the infamous mechanical shark, which is Ryder's take on a mechanical bull.
I will say though that this year Ryder went all out at Rockfest. I don't remember them ever doing all of this in the past years. Like the airbrush tattoos or caricature was a really nice touch. I think in the story actually you could hear students say that it really reminded them of their childhood when they would go to carnivals, and that's what it was giving.
It was just such a fun night. I don't think I took advantage of any of those other activities because there were such long lines for everything because everyone was so into it. But I was about to say next year, but we're seniors. So this is my last chance.
We unfortunately are all seniors.
Yes, but everyone looked like they were having a really great time. What was everyone's thoughts on the night besides that first set? Ben, how would you rate your evening there?
Let's see. I got there. Really, I just got there for the food truck, right? Obviously, as a senior, I've been on. I think back in my day, back in 22, they actually had a bull. They actually
Really?
did have a mechanical bull, from what I believe. I remember being flung from it because I was like 120 pounds.
Sure, it wasn't the shark.
I don't think it was a shark, Caroline. No.
I think it was the bull.
I think it's the bull.
I think he's right.
But yeah, I mean, it was fun. The empanada guy, still 100% my guy. Bonfire was real good. I've never stayed around for the bonfire.
Really?
I'm surprised like that. I don't know. I'm not really a big fan of them just charring a bunch of grass.
Yeah.
I feel like they could have, pulled it off a little bit better, right?
Or
Fireworks are
Perhaps.
preferred.
Fireworks
Yeah.
probably could have been the play, but hey, I like Ryder, taking chances, and it was a lot of fun,
Yeah.
and it was nice to see all my classmates and just people getting out and socializing at the end of the first week. So
Yeah, felt good to be back. And last but certainly not least, to end Welcome Week was the audition round of R Factor, which happened on September 6th in the Yvonne Theater, featuring a whopping 26 acts, but only 8 advanced to the finale, which will be Friday. Yeah, tomorrow, September 12th. So judges Justin Guarini, an actor and previous American Idol contestant, Brad Fischetti of the band LFO, Danny Knight's former X Factor contestant, and Nick Barbati, the vice president for student affairs and creator of Rider's R Factor, picked the final 8 based off their own opinions and the crowd's applauses. And by the end of the night, there were 8 contestants that were picked, and one, so it's weird, they like always pick 8 people, but the 8th slot was a trio. So technically there's 10 people that are going to be in the finale.
okay.
And I will say, when you guys are watching this, the finale will already happen, so you guys already know
You're
who
gonna
won.
know.
We do not know. So as we're talking about this, you guys are probably like, well,
I know.
we already know.
Why aren't
who
you talking
won.
about the finale? Well, we weren't there. But
the
we will talk
actual
about that
R
next
Factor
time.
finale will be in the September 17th
17th
edition of the Rider News. So you can read that, and that story will be written by Jasmine White, our feature editor, and Sophia Santiago, who wrote this piece on the audition.
So stay tuned, guys. And that is it for features. That was Welcome Week. Welcome back to Rider Bronx.
All right, guys. It's time for the big dogs.
Okay.
Sports section here. Benjamin Shinault, sports editor, alongside Samantha Clark. Samantha, in her first week, crushed it. She did great. Samantha Clark wrote a great feature on 2 sisters on the women's soccer team, Ava and Tess Ferry. 2 sisters. This is their second season together. I believe this is Tess's 3rd year, Ava's 2nd. Ava last year started 16 games for the Bronx last season, had 8 shots on goal. Then Tess, the older sister, had 4 goals, 3 assists, and 11 points last season and only 12 starts. Tess is the younger sister of the 2. I mean, these, I think we'll get into a little bit later. I'll kind of tease it a little bit, but I just think it's funny that the week that we write a feature on them, both of them score a goal in their next game. Like, is that like good luck? Is that like karma? Like,
We bless
I think
them.
it's the Rider News.
It's
Good luck.
the Rider News.
to all the rider athletes listening to this podcast, check your emails. Me and Sam are coming for you, and
We want to help you out.
and if you give us a good feature, then you're probably gonna have a good game. So
You have the Benjamin Shinault guarantee right now.
I mean, you got it. So, those 2, it's really special to get, siblings on a team. We've seen it before at Rider. Tyreek and TJ Weeks on the men's basketball team. Them both were very critical pieces, especially TJ, All-MAC. Tyreek was a great guy coming off the bench. So, I mean, Rider, they bring that family aspect to it. They really do in real life. They say, like, we're a family, but they take it seriously. They're like, no, we're actually going to go recruit your brother. And your
To the
sister.
next level. Yeah.
And that was in last week's edition. This week, I wrote a very cool feature on Carly McAlevey on the volleyball team. She's a graduate student middle hitter. Now, the interesting thing about Carly is that she was in our grade. She got to Rider in 2022, but because of some AP courses in high school, she was able to graduate early, so she's in her grad year now. She technically graduated last year, but she came back to Rider for her grad year. And then last season for the Bronx, she played in 105 sets, 32 matches, made 31 starts as a junior, finished 3rd on the team with 83 blocks, and 4th on the team with 166 kills. I think Coach Rotundo, when I talked to him, he was very, he kind of nailed down the point that she doesn't get as much recognition from the MAC as she deserves. I mean, from what I've heard from Coach, like, she is among the leaders in kills and blocks pretty much every year. Just the only really recognition she got was her freshman year when she was put on the all-rookie team. But since then, she's been on, I think she was part of the Virginia all-tournament team. So she's just a leader for the Bronx. But the most interesting point about Carly is what she's doing off the court. She's currently interning at the New Jersey Department of the Treasury. which is very cool. She's balancing that plus being pretty much one of the leaders on the women's volleyball team. So that's very impressive. She's a former legal intern in the law office of Kelly Anderson Smith. She was also a former major crimes intern back in her home county of Suffolk County. And she works within the district attorney office and is also the president of the SAC, which is the Student Athletic Academic Committee. I mean,
Wow.
She does it all.
I think about my schedule, right? I mean, I'm sitting here in my dorm. I'm like, oh my gosh, I got the Rider News tonight. Oh my gosh, I gotta go record the sports update.
What do you mean by that?
Yeah. Is that how you really feel?
No, wait, no, not like that. Not like that. Dr. I for listening.
What do you mean?
I don't mean it like that. I don't mean
Okay.
it. I'm saying, but if I'm in Carly McAlevy's shoes,
Yeah.
you gotta think, oh my gosh, like I gotta work for the New Jersey Department of the Treasury. Plus, I gotta travel to. They have a tournament in Tennessee coming up, so they gotta travel to Tennessee. And then she's like, "Oh man, I gotta lift at 6 a.m. Oh my God, now I got a team dinner. Oh, I gotta lift again. Oh
You
wait,
put
I
it
got
like
homework.
that. Yeah, it's a
Like,
lot.
oh my God,
You have
I
to
don't
be
know.
very committed.
Yeah,
I don't know
really
how she does it. In my interview with Coach, like he literally joked with me. He was like, "I don't know who works harder, Carly or my staff." So it's insane
Yeah.
the amount of work that she puts in. It's very, very impressive.
Also, little shameless plug over here. If you guys haven't already, you should go read Sam and Ben's features in the last 2 weeks. They were both very, very great on the Test Sisters and Carly McLeavy. I really recommend reading the sports features. I think they're going to be really good this year.
Thank you, Grace. Kind of a little teaser. We got another feature coming this way. I'm not going to say with who, but Samantha Clark is writing it, so it's going to be a must read. So Carly McLeavy, I mean, what an athlete she is. Like just hitting the textbooks, and she also shared an interesting fact with me, which just kind of caught my attention, was the fact that student athletes as a whole have a better cumulative GPA than the rest of the student body.
I was just about to mention that they have to do like 8 hours of study hall or something.
Yeah.
That's really good. You know,
Yeah.
make sure that they stay focused on their academics.
So heading into my little scoreboard section, we kind of talk about the two features, which you guys should definitely check out online at theridernews.com. We got a little bit of a scoreboard here. Men's soccer, they're struggling, guys. They are struggling. I mean, from being in the MAC championship in back-to-back years, now they're off to a 4-1 start, 0-3 on the road. Granted, these are out-of-conference teams. These are types of teams we don't play every year, like teams like St. Joseph's and George Washington, NJIT. But the Bronx did fall to NJIT 1-0, and then they would also fall to St. Joseph's 2-1. This was a deadline story. It was a heartbreaker. It was tied 1-1 with about 3 minutes left in the match. And then St. Joseph's crashing in on the 18-yard box, got one past the goalkeeper. That was a crusher. But like I said before, men's soccer, they'll turn around. I have faith in that. Coach Sternberger said, I think they've hit the crossbar like 7 times this season, and he said in a regular season it happens 1 or twice. So I think it's just a matter of bad luck hitting the Bronx right now, and then I think they'll clean it up and they'll get back on their feet. They have a lot of young guys kind of emerging through kind of new pickups through the transfer portal or just new freshmen like Lavro. He's been kind of the star of the show. Gio Palizzi, who scored the 1 goal against St. Joseph's. He was definitely kind of a very active player on the green the other night. And heading into women's soccer. Women's soccer is still kind of in the same boat as men's soccer. They shut out Delaware State 3-0 to get their first win of the season, their first match win. Courtney Carter, Ava Ferry, and Tess Ferry both scored.
Of course.
And I'm pretty sure, I think Ava Ferry in their 2-1 loss to Quinnipiac also scored. So, I mean, coincidence? Wow. I think not. So, but we'll see. MAC play is just opening up for women's soccer. Men's soccer is approaching MAC play, so we will see what happens. Volleyball's in action as well. They got this Rutgers/Rider tournament. So when this is published, I believe they will be underway in the alumni gym, so go stop by there. Go to gobronx.com for info to get some tickets.
And read up on the rest of the sports coverage at ridernews.com.
We got field hockey out there. Katie DiGiuseppe wrote that one.
Yes.
We got Emma Hardigan, kind of a new emerger, writing women's soccer.
Yeah, really good writers this year.
We got Lily Ann
Lindsay.
writing women's soccer this week. Lindsay Scarola, volleyball. I mean, we got a farm system in sports. That's kind of what I really want to hone down on is when Ben's out of here, I want to make sure that sports is like
Good job,
tight
Ben.
Thank you, Ben.
Thank you.
Sports is in good hands.
Sports is in real good
I hope
hands.
so. Well, that's all I got for sports, gang. I'm going to close this baby up. We're hitting the 25-minute mark, so kind of any final thoughts?
I think this has been a really jam-packed 2 weeks at Rider in a good way and also in not so good ways, but mostly I think there's been a lot of events these past 2 weeks for Welcome Week and also for R Factor coming up, and a lot of just really good sports content too. Like I said, those features are just really good hitters, pun intended, and
Good bit.
Give them grace. And there's always a lot happening in news when you first come back for a semester or a school year. So I would just say stay tuned for what sports features and news we'll have in store for the next coming weeks. I think we're only going to amp up from here.
Yes, the Rider News will keep you informed about all of your Rider information, so make sure to check your emails every Wednesday as well. We send out our digital edition there, and you can come to our website and check out all the articles. And yeah, it's going to be an interesting year, guys, but we've got you covered.
Yep.
Also, meetings every Wednesday, 4:30.
Yes, in Long
Yes.
Street
Long Street
House
House.
basement.
Come on down and put a face to these voices, if you will.
We want you
Yes.
for the Rider News.
We want you.
Yep, like the,
Also, we are digital only for the most part this year, but that does not mean that the news is any less important.
Yes.
So
That's
please go read all of our coverage that we talked about and that we will talk about in the future in the coming episodes on the ridernews.com. We'll also still have the digital editions on PDF.
Yes.
So you can still see how our editors, like Ben, work tirelessly Tuesday and Monday nights to make those layouts.
Yes, you guys work so hard.
You work
Thank
so
you,
hard,
Ben.
Ben.
Thank you for
Ben.
people like
Let's
you.
everyone just shout out.
Shout out, Ben.
all right, stop. That's enough. You guys work hard too.
Ben does not like it when we compliment
Ben
him.
doesn't take compliments well.
But it's okay. He knows we love him. We love all of our editors.
Yeah.
You guys
We do.
are awesome.
We got a fam. We got a fam.
We got a fam here at the Rider News.
All right. Well, until next time, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. And once again, pick up a paper, whether that's on your laptop or I don't know if you see one lurking in the BLC.
Yeah.
So,
Might be an old edition, but it's still
know.
news.
all right.
That's all the important information we have for the day. Thank you for listening to the Rider News Roundup, the podcast. To stay up to date on new episodes, listen to past episodes, and know everything happening at 2083 Lawrenceville Road, go to 1077thebronx.com/Rider News Roundup.